Hello, everybody. Well, I wanted to come on and I wanted to just show you exactly what is going on here. More than likely, an illegal truck had just came in over there on that blue truck, hit this truck when he was pulling in 40, 45, 50 mile an hour, just making a absolute ass out of himself. And this is the type of results that you get when you have this type of situation. Now, as you can see, it's a very high number on this DOT number. This is more than likely a bogus number, an illegal truck that has been used, and this guy cannot hardly speak a lick of English whatsoever. As you can see, it looks like a new truck. Here's your license plate. Attached to the truck. This is what you get when you have illegals driving illegal created company trucks. They come in, they hit your truck, they run around, they act like that they are nothing more than just, oh, well, I'm just in a hurry. And they destroy your truck. There's the mark where he turned in. He hit this guy. And everything's supposed to be perfectly fine. There's another mark with him hitting that truck right over there. Now, what seems to be the issue? So, there's plenty of witnesses. He's not only hit that truck, he also hit another truck flying in this place, acting like that he's Mr. Joe Blow. He's going to own the world. And yeah, we are not going to allow this type of illegal activity happening in our trucking industry no longer. It's not going to happen. So I want everybody to understand that this is the kind of crap that we have to deal with on a daily basis with these illegal aliens that make themselves look appear as if they are legitimate companies, and we clearly know that they are not. And here we are once again. They could have hit my truck, they could have destroyed me, they could have actually had people injured and even as of killed. And here you are, got another illegal driver. More than likely, it is not going to be 100% until it's confirmed. But this driver, and I'm going to go back in here, we're going to see exactly what happens in this situation. I'm going to go into the store, and we're going to actually find out exactly what is going to be happening with this situation, with these drivers who are not supposed to be in these trucks whatsoever, nor less in our country. And we are tired of this. Once and for all, we're done. We're sick of it. It's tired. We are tired of dealing with it. We have to pay high premium rates. $5,000 a month is per truck of what we have to pay ourselves. And we are tired of this. We are tired of this, people. This is going to go out on social media left and right. This is the gentleman that got hurt on his truck, and there is no reason whatsoever for this to actually happen. Illegal immigration, illegal drivers driving these illegal trucks should not be allowed in this country no more. So I was there. I seen what happened. I heard it. Did he give you the proper information?
I got it everything. That the police, the lady called police. The police come on here.
Right.
Come on here.
We should not have to deal with this. We should not have to deal with this whatsoever.
No.
He flies through here 40, 50 mile an hour. He makes a complete turn. He acts like a total. This is the individual that actually hit this man's truck.
No. The police come on here. I'm sorry.
No more talking. You are going to explain yourself. The reason why that you flew through this parking lot and you hit two trucks, not just this man's truck, but you hit two trucks. You're not going to pay this man off. I've already been down this road before. You're not going to pay this man off. You're going to hold accountable.
You need somebody here for him to not following you? You can stop right here because I don't know.
Okay, move it here. I don't want to talk that police.
This is the illegal. This is the man that got hit unjustly while he was trying to be able to get fuel. There is no reason whatsoever for this man to be here in this illegal truck that I showed you earlier. There is no reason whatsoever. And he is trying to have his company or whomever that may happen to be in charge of this truck to pay this man off like I have been done before myself. And he is trying to be able to pay this man off to be able to evade the legal justice system of this country. And there is no reason whatsoever for him to be done this way. That man
Hi, John.
has been
Hi,
done
Gregory.
wrongly. And this man is trying to be able to use his money and his illegal aliens and his...
John, Gregory's going to be joining me at the top of the hour. I thought I'd play this lead-in to it. So at the top of the hour, he should be joining me in about 18 minutes. But this is what happened, and he was talking about. There's two parts, so I'm going to play part of it here, and then the 10-minute video after.
Use illegal money to be able to pay off this man, and it is not right. There is no right whatsoever.
This just happened the other night before last. Now remember, Gregory's had 3 trucks totaled by illegals hitting him in the last 4 years since Biden there, Sleepy Joe, has let all these illegals drive.
This guy is wrong. He should not be here.
Well, that
he should not be driving a truck.
State Democrats.
He is absolutely unprofessional. There is no professionalism when you have people that comes through a parking lot and flies through the parking lot 40, 50 mile an hour and swings through and strikes a man's personal property, a truck. And I watched it. We heard it. He almost struck a pedestrian, another fellow truck driver that was walking back out to his truck. And they tried to harm. He tried almost nearly hit him. If it wasn't for the truck driver that was walking back out to his truck, he would not be able to be here today. He hit 2 trucks.
This is the way it is. The police is on the way. He keeps trying to mess with me. And I can't control the situation. Listen, I can't control the situation. I'm only one person. The police is on the way. He's the witness. I don't know about all of these. He's the witness.
I'm not only a witness, but there's another additional truck driver that's out here. Yes, I am.
Okay,
and there's
step out of the building?
It's actually, this is public.
Actually,
and this one,
it's private. I can trespass.
You can trespass me for what reason? Is it because you're trying to be able to evade the actual truth of the fact is that I'm just actually honestly recording an actual incident? The incident is that I'm recording public privacy is the fact that this is public. Yes, it is. It's the fact is the matter is that I'm just honestly reporting the fact is that I'm a public servant.
I'm going to ask you nicely. Record this.
I'm not going to listen. What are you trying to be able to evade? The fact is that this person struck somebody's truck.
The police will take care of that.
This person struck this man's truck.
That's what the police are
He
for.
struck
You are not
2.
The police. You are not the police.
I am a public servant.
You're going to get public servant.
There's some liberal trying to defend the illegal driving trucks in this country with no license, no nothing, no insurance, nothing. and a DOT number that doesn't even exist.
I'm a public servant. I'm here for the justification of the right. Is that this man struck
Okay,
this man's
he's going to
truck
join me
and an additional
in a
truck
little
driver.
bit here, John.
You would have been just as much
I'm
right
also
for
getting
me to
this
be able
out
to
on
do
many
this
more
for you.
platforms, John.
I wouldn't be doing all this dumbass shit.
This is called social service.
It's called being a Karen.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he's going to join me in less
And
than
I'm not a
15
Ken.
minutes.
That's what the police is for, dude. You're not the police.
I thought I'd play this lead in.
Yeah, you are an abater to the violators of the reason why that we have such issues in this country.
Shut up talking to me. Or I get upset.
Is that right? I have a freedom of speech. In case you are not aware of that fact. Of that, are you not aware of the freedom of speech? You got a victim out there in here, and you also have a victim outside.
There's the police, and she asked me to stop recording. Now there's the police.
The fact is that this man struck this man's truck.
This is private property. She asked you to stop recording.
I can record if I want.
Property, you can.
Yes, I can.
She's right here. She's right here.
He's in public.
It is not trespassing. I'm not violating any law. No, I'm not. I'm not violating any law.
You're on private property, bud.
Dude, I am on public private property. This is open to the public.
But they own it. This is not public property. You're a dumbass.
No, it's not. You don't know the constitutional law. You don't know the constitutional law. I am trying to defend this violation of what happened to a fellow American citizen.
What mechanism for violation?
You hit that man's truck. Yes, you did. I watched you.
No one watching you. What's happening?
You hit that man's truck, and additionally to another truck,
No.
and you almost struck a pedestrian. You almost struck a pedestrian to another truck. You almost struck another pedestrian to another truck. Did you not? That man almost got hit by you.
He's not even involved.
I won't play this whole thing, but enough of it to
This
everyone
is
get
wrong.
an
This is
idea.
injustice.
I got part 2 coming up.
We
I'll
have
play
to
that in
aid
about
and
3
abet
minutes.
the illegal criminals that actually hit innocent people. Innocent people.
Come on here.
Innocent people. And I'm the one that's supposed to be the violator of the law. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I was a witness to it. I seen it happen. He ran through here at 40, 50 mile an hour. He struck that man's truck. He came around and he walked. He ran all the way back around the entire vehicle, all the vehicles behind, in the parking lot. He came back through, and then he came over here and parked again. And that's when he came over and confronted him. And I told him, I said, I seen everything what happened. He almost hit another pedestrian, another fellow truck driver that was walking back to his truck, and he acted as if it was no big deal. I was like, wait a minute, guy. I mean, you're not supposed to nearly hit somebody that's walking back to their truck, and then you struck another truck and an additional truck at that, and then you act as if you didn't do anything wrong. I was like, yeah, that man right there. He's the one who hit the trucks. He hit that truck and an additional truck in the back. And I was like, what is the deal? He hit 2 trucks. He hit that truck and an additional truck in the back when he went all the way around and he came back through and then he parked right there. That's what I seen. I heard the noise when he hit, and you could see the debris off the back of his truck. When you, right there, that blue truck, you could see the debris on the back of his truck on where he struck him. And that's why I was like, I got out and I started going to the black man that was actually standing right behind in the fuel bay area as he was walking back, and he stopped and he backed up and he was like this to allow that person to be able to, him, to be able to go on through, and then he went all the way around and came back through. And then I didn't know that he hit the second truck. He hit that truck because I seen him hit that truck. And and he's wanting to try to play innocent, and I'm thinking, dude, you hit the man's truck. And the guy who was there is a skinny white guy, an older guy. He had a beard, and he was right there. And he's like, he hit my truck too. I was on the other side. I was like, I don't know. He's back here in the back somewhere. I don't know where he's at. He probably just passed it off because, as of normal, I've had 3 trucks totaled because of guys like that. 3 of them.
This is an important part. 3 trucks totaled in the last 4 years since Biden's been letting them in.
All 3 of them illegals. The last one was from Alberta, and he wasn't even an illegal driver. I couldn't get any kind of
I'll
recourse
ask him about that when he's on.
because I had to total out a brand new truck, a brand new 2023 Peterbilt.
In fact, I'm going to pause this and play the part 2 to this, and have him join me right at the top of the hour here.
You see what happens? You see what happens? I'll tell you what happens. Here's what happens. For those who are still up, or those who actually see what's actually going on in this country. I just got trespassed on this pilot facility because I wanted to expose what was actually happening and what is going on in real time in this country of these known illegal aliens. Once they find out, you're going to find out. And I guarantee you that that individual that struck those 2 trucks tonight, especially the one that was in question, that you've seen, the individual that hit that truck and almost hit 2 other individuals, was the individual that was illegal. But yet, first time in my 50 years, and the officer that actually wrote it was reluctant to do it, but he had no choice. He's supposed to have done it. So, I get trespassed. Never have I ever been trespassed. And why did I get trespassed, friends? Because the corporate wanted to use the police department to trespass someone who was being truthful. That is a corruption that I have been trying to explain to you. They want me to actually leave.
John, did you see this part last night? He did this part late last night.
There's a lot of trucks here. I don't think so. So, as I said, I work on my terms. I am a sovereign-born American citizen. I will play your role as long as you
Hey, Linda.
allow me to evade your corruption. I don't stand for injustice in this country. I have a right in a public-private facility that's open to the public to expose the truth. Pilot Flying J is trying to hinder that from happening. And yes, I have already sent an email to the corporate office of Pilot Flying J, and I will indeed, unless this is actually resolved, proceed with civil action of my violation of my civil rights of allowing myself to be able to expose this in my constitutional right as the First Amendment of this United States. I will not stand idly by and allow myself and my civil rights to be violated by some corporate individual that wants to hide the truth
Part two,
from
John.
the open public of what is happening in our transportation system and in this country.
After he did his live, they gave him a trespass. They wrote him up for a trespass there, believe it or not. It's like they were protecting the illegal driver.
I will sue the very individuals that I work with. I have no issue.
And it looks like in the end, this driver's nothing's going to happen to him.
Whatsoever to bring a civil lawsuit
Greg should be
against
popping on
Pilot
shortly.
Flying J Corporate. I don't think it will go that far. I've already exposed
to be here in about 5 minutes.
That they want to suppress you, and the corporate wants to use the police force that they own to be able to. 50 years of age. Never in my life have I ever been trespassed upon any issue whatsoever. Ever. And they did it tonight. Why? Because I exposed them. They don't want the bad publicity. It's too late. Because I've already put it on live feed video, and I want everybody to go to that video, and I want them to expose exactly what happened. Every single second of it. Share it abroad. Share it with other social media networks. I want this issue resolved. And I want this exposure of this corruption of these corporate owners of these police force in these precincts to be exposed once again. And I want them to be forced into obedience that we have a constitutional right and a First Amendment right to that Constitution to use a public facility. I don't give a damn whether it is a private company or not. If I am in a facility that is open to the public, that means that I have the full just authority to be able to record whatever I wish, whenever I want, and however I want. We will have a resolve on this. If not, then I will demand that I will go to court and I will sue Pilot Flying J. But I don't believe, really honestly, that it's going to go that far. I've already fired off enough email to be able to try to vindicate myself for this very violation of my constitutionality. And I will not stand for this one iota, not one. I will not do it. I stood for this man that actually was violated. This individual that was in that video struck not only one vehicle, he struck two vehicles, and he almost hit two individuals, one in his truck, one outside of his truck, in haste. In haste. Could not hardly speak a lick of English, or at least he was trying to be able to impose that he could not speak any kind of English. But here I am.
And then now drivers, CDLs like
trying
candy.
to be able to expose the truth and to bring justice and vindication. I was commended by the very individual that was commanded by the corporate to give me a trespass at this facility. That's okay. He knows. He knows 100%. I have never seen any more corruption in my life. And if it meant that I was going to go to jail tonight, then I would have. Because I stand for the Constitution, and I stand for my ability to be able to expose these corporate ideologues.
Gregory, I can see in the background
globalists
your
that
video
want
and
to
your
silence
mic
your freedoms of your constitutionality, of your freedom of speech.
I was playing your thing to open it up the show. There's viewers already. So busy night yesterday, huh?
It was, it was coming, and it's going to get worse, and there's going to be more. I don't expect not to have any more issues of this nature. It's going to increase, and as you could probably have seen in the other pods that I actually made, the other videos that I actually made that night, last night, then you would see that there is a multitude, of both sides, of the coward side that wants to act like that the only people that's supposed to be in charge and that's the law enforcement that's only responsible for being able to take care of these things. You're not supposed to actually expose anything. You're not allowed to be able to do anything outside the spectrum. If somebody wants to just say, no, you're not allowed to do that. This is a private area. And no, excuse me, it's a private company that's open to the public. And I have
Why were
a
they worried
actual
about you
right to be able
recording
to do
that?
that.
Why were they having an issue with
They
that?
don't want the bad publicity. Pilot Flying J doesn't want the bad publicity, even
Why
though
is
they
it
know it
sticking out
happened.
their nose if some
But they're
illegals driving on the road? It has nothing to do with the parking lot.
be, simply because it's only they don't want anything. They want you to think that when you walk into any of their facilities, or if you're on any of their properties, they're no different than anybody else. They want to all act like everything is all daisies and roses and sunshine and potato cakes, and that's the only thing they really care about. They don't want to expose what really happens in reality in
Oh, I
real
thought
life.
maybe they were for these illegal drivers.
No, I don't believe that the corporate office of Pilot and Flying J is for any of the illegals that are out here, nor anybody who's breaking the law. I don't see, and even the fact is that every one of those police officers and sheriffs that were there that night, last night, there is no way in the world that they would have ever even thought about even giving me the paperwork. But the police are owned by the corporate. So the corporate, that's what I've been trying to say for decades. I've been raised in this kind of around law enforcement and the judicial system. I know exactly who owns them. The police forces and the state police are owned by the corporates.
Uh-huh.
They're
That
not there for your protection. They can say whatever they want and put a sticker on the back of their car or whatever they want to. I work with them, yes, but I work with a sheriff, and I wasn't talked to by a sheriff, last night, and I wish I would have been because, frankly, I don't mind talking to the police, but I really don't have any kind of trustworthy feeling on working with them. I do it cautiously.
Yeah, yeah, especially when they're in someone's back pocket as bad as they are. It seems like they're letting
Well,
them
they
get away
are.
with these drivers being on the road, and that's undercovering all the
You,
independents like yourself.
yeah,
Oh, we lost you for a minute. You might want to try.
guys.
Your signal's bad. Are you doing it from your truck?
I am. I am
Oh,
actually in my truck. I'm
oh,
trying to figure out why in the world that my.
signal's kind of
That's
weak.
strange. Really?
Yeah, you're kind of
It's
cutting
still.
in a little bit. I mean, it's still doable.
Huh,
So it turned your
am I
camera.
upside down or sideways here or what?
Yeah, something.
There we
There you go. Hey, there you go. It seems to have gotten a little bit better. Maybe the
go. I
positions.
used to have the rumble
I
thing.
spoke too soon. Hello?
Did it go out again?
Yeah, you're kind of cutting in and out a little bit.
No. Ah,
So,
maybe I had to hold this thing in my hand.
oh, that'd be terrible to hold it the whole time. So it is a signal issue. So,
I don't
what
understand the
happens
reason
when
why
someone
we're
gets
having such an issue.
trespassed? Is it a fine or something like that? Or
No, there's no fine. It's just a warning for 6 months that I'm not allowed to be on property, which I supposed to. No, I wasn't going to do that.
you're cutting out a lot. Oh, we lost you. I tell you what, why don't
Wow.
you come out and come back in? You want to try coming out and coming back in, and I'll play a little bit more of
All
your
right,
video.
I'll try to come back in. I'll try to. I'll try
I'll
to
play a
come
little
back
bit
in,
more
but
of your video
this,
from last night, okay?
this thing ain't working all that great on Rumble. All right.
All right, pop back in. All right, let me share the screen and play a little bit more of his video there that we was talking about it. So,
First Amendment right. This public facility, whether it's owned by a private company or not, is open to the public. You have a right to be able to record as a private journalist if you wish.
Welcome back,
If you
Miriam.
claim yourself as a private journalist, you can be able to do such things legally. And I did. It just so happened
He didn't want this
that
to
I
be
was at the
swept
right
under the
moment
rug.
at the
That's why he
right
was
time.
recording it.
That's exactly what I did.
It went live.
I will not be silenced. And this is by far not the end. Believe it. Larry, good to see you. But the fact is, I won't stand for injustice. And this is injustice. When I get a written warning of a trespass for merely recording an incident to make sure that the rule of law is given to the individuals that were done unjustly. Go to those videos, expose the truth pertaining to the one that was inside the facility of the Pilot store. And I want that video to go viral. I have a constitutional right to be able to do such things, no differently than you or anyone else. I do not have to have a journalistic type of credential to be able to do such things. And I have that authority as a sovereign born American citizen to be able to do it. 100%. Have a good night.
Yeah. It's from last night. So he witnesses like a double, triple accident, or almost triple accident of an illegal, and they're trying to slip it under the rug and let it go. And the guy's DOT number is not a good one. It's not a legit one. All this and that. They're undercutting the truck drivers in America by coming in illegally and driving. No insurance, no everything.
Because he
But
totaled
they're
my
letting it
truck.
happen.
You know,
Now these big companies are hiring all these illegals, undercutting all the independent drivers terribly.
and that kind of idiocy of allowing those illegals to
Hopefully
make
he
it look
can get
like that
back
they're
on. I think
legal,
he's
and
having
you know damn good well
internet
that they're
issues.
not. That is the reason why that we have such. My company, me, and my partnership with my company owner has to pay $5,000 a month per truck to be able to cover my truck and illegal aliens like that are
$60,000 a year they have to pay when they're getting away. The illegals are getting away with paying zero.
allowed to be able to drive that.
Can I get your information when you're witnessing this?
Absolutely. You're 100%. This is what type of, it's, I go on social media all the time, constantly, because of this type of stupidity. They'll allow these people like him to be able to drive those type of vehicles and put everybody's life in danger. This kind of guy.
That's the illegal right
makes
there.
our roadways dangerous. This is what makes our roadways dangerous. I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't understand the reason why that we have to have this type of mentality in our trucking industry like this. This is retarded. This is ridiculous. This is redundantly stupid. It's thankful that we have police officers here that be able to actually resolve this issue. You flew through this parking lot 40, 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, I can smell it.
With a tractor trailer, that's pretty fast.
How much have you had to drink? No drinking? That's not true. That's not. I can smell it on your breath.
He can smell it on his breath that he's drinking alcohol and driving truck.
How much have you had to drink?
How much alcohol has he had to drink? He's driving a truck. He's on duty, and he is driving a truck illegally. That's what they're suspecting him right now. This is the type of things that we need to actually expose. We need to expose this right now. Thank you.
Good phone number for you, sir.
Yes. 812-560-5923. 560-5923.
I'm sorry. This music is loud and I'm overstimulated. 812-6.
560-5923.
Yeah, I agree, Marianne. And Biden there let them all in.
I'm
And
not
they're
going
handing
to
out-
put up with this.
handing
This is
out
this is
CDLs
absolutely ridiculous.
like candy.
We need to enforce the DOT, to enforce the law, to take these illegal drivers off of our
Yeah, I know. I'm
highways
playing it
and
'cause I'm
out
waiting
of
for
our CDL
Gregory to come
system.
back in.
This is illegal.
If you have any questions, maybe you'll see it there, John.
We are a professional system. We are professional drivers, and we should not have to deal
He
with
came
this
on
type
for a
of
little
stupidity.
bit, and he was having internet problems, so I think he's
I
probably trying to move to
Absolutely
another
adore
location.
the
He'll
police
be back
department
on in
for
a minute,
enforcing the
John.
law.
No, they got him in handcuffs. I guarantee you they didn't end up keeping him. We'll ask Gregory when he comes back on any minute here.
This is not a game. This man right here that was in the red, he was violated. There was no reason for that to happen whatsoever. And thank God that we have the police force
John,
and the
I'll ask him
sheriffs
as soon as
here
he comes back
that
on.
actually enforce the law.
Lagging a bit.
There is
yeah.
no reason whatsoever, friends, that we should have to deal with this type of illegal activity that
Keep peeking
happens
over
in
here to
our
see if,
transportation
comes back
system
on.
whatsoever. They wanted to try to trespass me here at this facility. I will be reporting this issue with
chat
my
is lagging.
people
Okay, gotcha.
at the corporate office of Pilot Flying J, and there is no reason whatsoever for this incident to have ever happened,
I swear,
ever.
the internet's been
Ever.
poor, to say the least. Now, this
I want
illegal
this man to
driver
be
tried to offer
justified.
the other
And
driver
there needs
money
to be
to
bring a justice
not do
here.
anything or,
And
or
I
shut
believe
up about it.
100% in the police department and the sheriff's
He almost
office
killed someone.
to be able to enforce the law, to be able to bring civility into our system once again. And I know your safety and security is important.
It's like a yo-yo.
I've been raised in law enforcement. I will not put any of you in jeopardy,
tend to
but I
refresh
watched
the
this man
page.
be violated by somebody who more than likely that truck will come back is not even being legal.
Oh, I
That
betcha.
man was done unjustly.
I live here in the United
I wish
States for
citizens
only
could
1
find
year.
out.
I drive it for all the state. I understand for the big truck.
That man almost struck. Yeah.
Any women.
Right. That man almost struck a pedestrian fellow truck driver right on the other side of that.
So he hit two trucks, almost
And I
hit
got
two
out
people.
because of him. I
He tried
wasn't
to get
even
away
getting
with
out
it, too.
because of you. I
They
got out
almost let
because of him, because he was walking out there.
We'll see if Gregory can get back on. He's having internet trouble.
And to think that I'm going to be tried to be trespassed because I'm bringing the law and I'm bringing the
If not,
truth
if
to
nothing else, I'm
America.
getting this out to
This is
many more
what's
platforms.
happening in our industry. This is wrong.
The problem is that's not okay. The school, United States, got it too much school. Give money for.
Try to silence me for bringing the truth to America? Isn't that something? Isn't that something? This is wrong.
Oh, they do
I
end up
protect the
trespassing
police
him.
force. I protect the law enforcement, the sheriffs, and the fellow legal truck drivers.
The he, not me.
Yeah, legal truck drivers. Legal. This is what I cannot stomach any longer.
Oh, there. I didn't see you there,
You see me,
Gregory.
no? Follow the driver?
Yes.
Okay. What
There you
police
are.
in the country?
I didn't see you.
It's the
Sorry, I was playing that while you were not on. Is that a little better now?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, me too. And that. So, what ended up happening? Did the guy get arrested, or just a ticket, or nothing? Or they
In
didn't really want to do anything,
in the
right?
video, you'll see. In the video, you'll see that the man was suspected of being under the influence of something, alcohol suspected, but
Yeah, they could even smell it on his
that's
breath.
not really the. I think what the well, that's what the police officer had the elder had suspected, and I call him the elder. He didn't look much older than I did. I am, but um, the individual arrested.
He did get
But what
arrested.
really, what I would have, huh?
He did get arrested.
What? Oh yeah, you can see it in the video that he did get arrested.
Okay,
In
but
the
sometimes they
50-minute
put you in
video,
handcuffs and then they let you go like 20 minutes later or whatever. Once everything calms down, you know.
no, they took him out, and they also they had somebody to drive his truck off.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
now this is really
it
happening
wasn't
bad in the
just a
last
calm down.
4 years, right? It's
This
happened
has
a
been
lot in the last 4 years, right?
allowed to go on. It's exploded. I mean, is there some type of delay that we have on the feed or something? Because I'm kind of wondering if there is.
It
Uh,
it seems like it's the internet itself. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So yes, I mean, I know that there's been an implosion over the last 4 years that I can recognize myself. Probably about the last 6 years, and they've been secretly trying to be able to infiltrate into our transportation system. And then when Biden and the rest of them was in office, they just unleashed how it, they just unleashed everything, and they used the transportation system as a device to be able to hide these illegal aliens and to allow
Right.
them to do whatever that they want. When I told you and told everybody, I said, look, you can be able to create a DOT number, pay a few $100s for that, and however much that it is to be able to create a name. And you can be able, you don't even have to obtain a company. You don't have to own a truck. You don't have to have, you don't even have to have an operator's license to even drive a car to create these names, these fictitious company truck names. And that truck, as I'm trying to explain, if you see that here's the latest, this is the second one that I've seen. One of them was on X, and that was the individual that was spotting the guy who was applying the new sticker and everything on the side of the truck. And if you've seen, it was one of those, foreign looking names, a real strange name.
Hmm.
And then it had a very high DOT number. A high DOT number in our book is when it gets into the three on the first number. I mean, there's like three, there's six or eight numbers that are long on
Hmm.
a DOT number. My DOT number is about 100,000 less than what these new foreign trucks, these new foreign vehicles, foreign drivers are applying to their trucks at any given moment, and they can change it anytime they want.
They just
It
put
it
another
it
sticker over it.
allows them to be able to hide. It allows them to be able to hide. That's the reason why that they changed them in midstream. I mean, the guy told me, it told everybody. He says, "Look," I mean, he said, "That's the second time. That's the second truck that has showed up, and they've changed their stickers on the side of the truck right there in the truck parking lot. It's not, and that's not normal. It's not normal. Where did you sign the new contract at? where did you sign on for the new authority to be able to go under that authority for being able to use that name and that DOT number? You didn't get it when somebody came by and handed you the sticker for you to be able to slap on the side of your truck, in a truck parking lot, in a truck space. That's not going to happen. You're going to go to the company and you're going to go to the facility with your vehicle. And if you're going to sign a contract to sign under their authority to be able to go under that name and that DOT number, you're not going to be in a truck parking lot. You're doing that illegally, and we all know it for those who are in the transportation world.
Well, they're also undercutting all the independent truck drivers too by doing all this so cheap, right?
Me,
Yes.
me,
Yeah. You
that's who
and
I am.
yeah.
Yeah, the lady friend who owns his truck, who owns his trucking company, the one I'm running the company for her for. I'm an independent driver. She's an independent owner operator, an owner, not an operator, an
Yep.
owner. She doesn't have a CDL. I'm the only one that does, and that's what I'm trying to explain to people is that I am going after this on two reasons. Is because number one, my survival. Number two is for to be able to expose what these people have been allowed to do and what our government has allowed and what they used to be able to try to hide illegal immigration, illegal aliens into our country. And they used a way of a lane, so to speak, a lane to be able to hide them by the hundreds of thousands, if not over 1 million.
Well, I think they're also making a lot of money off the top by getting all this cheap labor and cheap trucking and not having to pay the same insurance and all that kind of stuff. And yet they're making the
Well, they
money
do
off the
have to
top.
pay. They don't have to pay insurance. You're right. They're, but these trucking companies, very
That's five
few of these
thousand
trucking
dollars a month.
companies
That's
that are
$60,000 a year
per truck.
per truck. Yeah.
So, here's the thing, though, Jerry.
Yeah.
The trucking companies that have been found that are actually responsible for such as things that happened in Florida or happened somewhere else or whatnot, those trucking companies are either half truth or no truth whatsoever. They don't pay insurance. They don't do any of this stuff. They don't have any permits. They just go. If they start out, they make themselves appear as maybe being legal, but
Mhm.
then they let it lapse, and then they just go about their business. While when they do get in accidents, when they don't have legal proof to actually show that they are legally bound to be able to be allowed on the roads and the
Mhm.
roadways and amongst American citizens who do pay and who is actually legal, it costs us more. When we were paying twenty
Well, it's
two
not
hundred
safe
dollars
for
a
the other
month per
drivers on the
truck,
road either.
now it's 5,000.
Well, yeah, because you're
When it
paying
was
for
twenty two hundred
their
dollars
mistakes. Yeah. Yeah. It's
and
also dangerous.
I'm regardless now, we have to pay for them because we have to pay even more, and they will have that disclosure whether you drive a CMV or whether you drive your car or your pickup truck, and you have to pay for the coverage to be able to cover the non-insured.
Right. Right. And there's a lot of them. They're also making it
I
dangerous for
thought that
other
was, I
drivers on the
thought,
road,
but
not
Jerry, I
just other
thought the hell
truckers.
that was what was full coverage was for. I thought that's what full coverage was for. You
Yeah.
had PL and PD at one time in this life. Then, which they actually still offer, but then you had the option of paying a little bit more, sometimes a lot more, for full coverage. Full coverage means that it doesn't matter whether that driver is actually covered or not. You should be protected.
Yeah. Well, it's awful
And
expensive
now I got to
now.
pay more. You got to pay more.
Now, in your video, you said you
Yeah,
had 3 trucks totaled by them in the last 4 years.
about 485, $487,000 in trucks the last 4 years. About 4.5 years actually now.
That's basically making you work for
Three
free just to
trucks.
try to stay on the road.
Right. And none of them, it's strangely enough, is that I've discovered is that if you're not responsible and you are parked and you are off duty, you are not, that is not on your record. And they can't really apply it because there's no way of applying it to the individual who caused it. They
Now,
can't go after somebody that doesn't exist. The only person that they
right,
can be able to go after is the individual who caused the crime.
right.
And if the individuals and illegal are not even from the country, what the hell does the law enforcement have the leg to stand on to be able to hold them accountable other than putting them in jail and taking them off the roadways for what? For public endangerment?
Have you been able to sue
Is
these
that, I mean, that's
companies that
basically
hire
about
them?
the only thing that they could do.
Have you been able to sue these companies
There
that
is no
hire?
companies that exist. There's
They
no,
just start up under a new name, right?
they go away.
They start a new company under a new name after that, right?
They
Is
changed the name. Yeah, they changed the name. They put another person, another cousin from, or they fly over another illegal over here to be able to put their name on the CEO paperwork, and then they resubmit another name, and they go back through the whole process. See, the DOT process and the MC process and the name process through the FMCSA is flawed. It's flawed to the fact is that it's not secure. It's only secure for those who are lawful, who believe that there's no other unlawful way of being able to operate a CMV in America. And it can be. You can operate a fictitious company, a fictitious created name, and operate as amongst all of the other.
oh, we lost you briefly. Oh, you're back. Okay, you're back.
Yeah, I am. Right. I mean, there. This is the thing. You can be able to operate an illegal truck under an assumed name anytime you want because you're going to filter right in with all the legal trucks
Hmm.
in the process.
Right, but it's also driving your wages down on what you can get per load, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I tell you, the more that Tom Holman, the more that ICE, the more that that Trump goes after and starts, and the more that they take off the highways, the more that they take out of our country and our suburbs and our
The better.
in our cities, our inner cities, the higher that the rates are going. They're going up,
Hmm.
but they're slowly but surely going up. And it's
Yeah.
not only because of just solely the economy, it's because of getting rid of these illegal immigrants inside our transportation system abroad.
Hmm.
We're talking abroad, not just driving truck. We're talking about the dock workers. We're talking about the people working in factories,
Hmm.
as you've seen down there in was it
Well,
Alabama?
real
That's
wages are
where
going up.
my
Yeah.
wife and I's car was at. Yeah, well, they they're being found out is that when you go to a Hyundai facility, the manufacturing company down in Alabama, which I pass right by quite often, it's where my wife and I got our car from.
Some
Yeah, and
450 were in there.
there was truth be known is it was over 500 of them, but they don't want to disclose that because they would make them look too bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
and
Americans should
and
be
it's not
looking at that.
nothing new.
Yeah.
It is not nothing new. We had, I mean, when I was just a kid, if you recall, I had a video, and I talked about this, whether or not that you've seen it.
Yeah.
I know that you're busy, just like everybody else, but when I was a kid, before I got hired in a Chrysler, my brother-in-law, my ex-brother-in-law, and my lifetime friend, we grew up together from childhood. Uh, we went to work one of our first jobs after we got graduated from high school, and that was at a Tyson facility in Logansport, Indiana. And ATF, FBI, and the USDA was there, and they shut the whole plant down, put all of the illegals from a vast array of different types of continents, and they put them up in the cafeteria, and they held them there for most of the day, and then they released them. And here's how corrupt the system is. They found out that all of those individuals were using 3 social security numbers to be able to pay them. And they know damn good and well what they were doing because they did it for years. And well, here's the kicker though. All of that hyperbolic kind of actions and how strong that the ATF and everybody else is and the agency things, you want to know how corrupted the system has been? They allowed those people to stay there until 2.5 years after the fact, even beyond, because that's how long that my ex-brother-in-law, stayed there working after I left there. Soon thereafter, that actual raid is because I started working.
They know how to work the system to stay in.
Yeah, at a very young age. So no, the system is that if you pay enough money and you pay these people under the table in your agencies and your government,
Yeah.
you can be able to do whatever the hell you want. All this is nothing but a shit show.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
They want the kickbacks and this and that.
Today, right here today. What happens in the Hyundai plant, the rest of them has been happening here for decades.
Yeah. It's just gotten worse. It's really gotten worse than ever.
Now
It's gotten worse
it's
on the
being
trucking.
exposed. It's being exposed easier because of guys like you and me to be able to actually take the videos
Well, that
and
too.
show proof and evidence that, hey, I'm I'm not going to put up with this. I've got the tools now to be able to really expose you much more because, hey, let's face it, we've came a long way from the days of just having the tablets to be able to carve at stone,
Right.
to be able to
And then
pass
the
along the
media
words
only
of what
putting
we've
out what they
discovered.
want you to know, like ABC, CBS, NBC. They're only putting out what
Yes.
info they want out there, whatever
And
narrative they want.
and the suppressors that use their tools, their
Like Facebook
slaves
and that, they
in the
suppress
so-called
information.
police division. Yep. The
Definitely.
slave trade of ownership of the corporate community owning these police stations and police officers across America. They're held hostage. They're told that they have to be owned by the corporate. They know the difference
Well,
between right and
they
wrong.
tell them that kind of
You
threaten
know
their
that
job.
everyone,
Toe the line or you'll lose your job type thing, right?
sure. I mean, you have to obey what my paycheck guarantees that is going to be funneled under the table, under the judge's desk, and under all of the commissioner's desk and all the county council's desk. We have to make sure that whatever that they want, we make money off of them and then some, a little bit of secrecy under the table.
Well, there's
Every damn
definitely
person
judges
knows it.
on the take. Is
Of
that
course,
you?
they've
Okay.
been doing it for generations. It's handed down. I mean, hell, I think that by the time you know how that the Resolute desk actually has a last letter, except for Joe Biden's stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Has a last letter for the next president that comes in. I
Mm-hmm.
think that there's an actual letter or a playbook coming from every corrupt judge on a generational basis, and each time it actually grows. It gets worse, and to the point to where you don't have freedom in this country unless you fight for it. And then
Right.
you do it in a manner no differently than what I did last night. You have to be able to work with sometimes with the individuals that are hogtied by choice, no matter by choice. They choose to be hogtied, but these young kids, like that 27-year-old officer that I was speaking with last night, when I wrote out the report for and gave my statement, and the fact of the matter is that he knows. And I told him, I said, look, I want to let you know, you recognize that you're getting older now. You know, you're owned. I understand that. But you can look the other direction, or you could say, oops, I'd missed that. He got away. When you know dang good and well that somebody who should not be ever held under any kind of detaining at all for something that they didn't bring any harm to. It's illegal, you know it, and you should have never allowed it to happen. That person who wanted to hide because that person is told by the corporate to, well, we don't need any bad publicity. We don't want to hurt our sales, even though that it could actually be a benefit to show that, hey, this, we want our people to be able to expose these criminal actions so we can be able to eliminate it altogether. No, they don't want to go through that because, well, our insurance rates might go up.
Yeah.
My
Well, a lot of them don't
insurance
even
rates
have
went up.
insurance. Someone asked if on those trucks that were totaled or harmed, were you in them? Were you ever harmed by any of the accidents? How did tell us a little bit
No,
about each one of those
no.
accidents?
Well,
3 and
they
4
all
years was a
happened
lot.
while I was they well they all happened when I was parked.
Mhm.
And the last one was at a on site at a facility. It was a gigantic
Kickbacks,
facility.
huh, John?
I'm parked in the middle of this gigantic parking lot. Gigantic parking lot. And this moronic idiot decides that he wants to come around the other side of me. I was like, okay, no problem. I don't know why in the world you need to be so close, but okay. And then all of a sudden, it was just a hard left, and he just raked the whole front end of my truck and just tore everything off the front end, the hood, the bumper, all my lights, everything just completely gone. 460 lights on
What
just my
what
hood and my
what
bumper,
happened to them?
and he destroyed every one of them. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Well, I found out later that the normal procedures in Alberta, when they discover that a person is driving a CMV out of Alberta, Canada, they will be immediately deported. And should there be a legal, actual trucking company that's a legitimate company, they're fined heavily. They are fined heavily for hiring somebody that did not have a legal authority to be able to drive a CMV in Alberta, Canada. And that individual that was in question is deported back to his or her origin of where they came, where they're originally from.
I
They're
bet you
not allowed to
Biden didn't have
remain
that
in
policy.
Alberta, Canada.
I bet you Biden didn't have that policy or didn't or whatever.
Yeah, no, there's not, they're not going to do anything to anybody outside or in the United States. But when they get this, see, they have to they have to turn all this paperwork in because they share information on transportation. They share back and forth to the connecting countries, especially Canada.
John says that he was a journeyman card for Ironman, journeyman card carrying person for iron workers, and the union president was getting kickbacks from all the illegals he had
Sure.
hired.
Well, I mean, it's just not the illegals. I mean, and I know where he's coming from because I know and I'm aware of that because I have a good memory. But it's all of the leadership on all spectrum of any kind
So the
of
union's letting
UAW,
illegals
steel
in if they
workers.
get kickbacks, right?
Oh, it's in the steel workers. It's in the the journeymans. It's in the electricians. It's in unions. It's in carpentry unions. It's in the UAW, especially UAW, because I know that that's out of my my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
But it's corruption from the ability to be allowed to do it.
Well,
You
you're better
know,
off not being in
the
that
leadership that
union,
is.
being independent.
I'm 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 a lifetime UAW member. I'm a fifth
Oh, okay, I
generation of the
thought being
UAW.
independent you wouldn't be.
But
Okay,
but no, this that was outside the spectrum of transportation.
okay.
I worked in the factories, and I'm retired
Oh,
from
I got
Chrysler
you. I got you. Okay.
Corporation. So driving truck was something outside this, the
Oh, okay.
venture of my tenure in the UAW.
Now,
So
when you
no,
worked
it
in the
doesn't have anything
UAW, did you
related. Some
see
people even
illegals in the
relate it
factories?
to coming in.
Did you ever, when you worked in the UAW, did you ever see
No,
illegals in the factories?
we never allowed that. We had drug addicts. We had drug dealers. I knew several of them that were undercover for years and years. We had over 1,400 people at one time in a sting that actually happened over a period of about 7 years. In drug running and dealing inside and it was an entire network between floor management, all the way through, just regular line workers. I knew that there was 7 active FBI field agents that were working undercover the whole time. I knew four of them out of the 7,
Hmm.
and I I had to act as if I never even knew them. I didn't even want to even speak with them while we were in public and on,
Hmm.
in the working in the factories. And one day, all of a sudden, all the buses showed up and the whole place was, locked down and searched from one side to the other. Every one of them that was in the network was arrested, and the majority of them, believe it or not, were actually released and brought back because of the leadership of the union and the company allowed them to be able to be rehabilitated, and they went back to work.
Wow. Well, maybe
That's
rehabilitated if they were a
the
drug
corruption I'm
user.
trying to explain.
Yeah, I can see it. Someone asked
Huh?
if you think that Trump with the English speaking for truck drivers thing is helping.
It is helping because, I mean, after all, most people are not aware because of the media wants to make everybody believe that this
Oh, we lost you briefly. Hopefully you'll pop back in. It's probably your signal. There you are. You're back. Go ahead.
the media is wanting to make everybody believe that this is supposed to be something new. In the FMCSA handbook, it's been in the handbook longer than I've been alive. I'm 50,
Hmm.
and it's been in there, but it hasn't been enforced. It stopped being enforced under Obama,
Hmm.
and then it really was silenced
Under Biden.
under Biden. And it finally took that's when it just they you ever heard the old term is that if I allow you to be able to take an inch, you're going to take a mile?
Hmm.
And that's what they did. They wanted to, they just wanted to allow the influx of the counterbalance, the imbalance of allowing illegals from foreign countries into our transportation system, and it has absolutely it's it's created a a complete mess because of safety all the way through the understanding. But number one is safety. Everybody talks about, well, the big trucks can't drive fast, and we shouldn't allow them to drive fast. They're 80,000 pounds, and they're just saying, look, I can drive this truck safer than you can in your damn Honda. Okay,
Right.
I know how to be able to
Well, these
drive this
illegals
thing,
aren't driving
and I
safe.
can drive it easier. No, I mean they're driving through parking lots at 50 mile an hour, almost ran over a fellow truck driver, struck 2 trucks, and ended up getting arrested by being put in a damn squad car and
No, a
getting
lot of
hauled
those
off to the
parking
post.
lots have cameras now. Are they going to take the recordings and that and prosecute them?
I asked that, and it was like me talking to the wind.
They don't want to give up their camera pictures there, huh?
Well, they
The
don't want
pilot
to
doesn't.
make anything of bad publicity.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, it has
the
nothing to do with
shooting.
pilot. It has to do with the truck driver.
It's all about bad publicity. They don't even give a damn about you. They all act as like that they really care. They want to, act like that they're trying to be able to, pat you on the ass and all this other stuff, Jerry. They don't give a damn about you. These corporations don't care about their so-called customer. The only thing they care about is the dollar that you swipe every time when you use that damn debit card. They don't care about you. And you can have a respect between one another to be nice as human beings, but the people who actually own it, the people who actually, they don't give a damn about you. They don't care about what you look like. They don't care about what you do. They only look at seeing how much money that you actually pay
You think it'd help
to
them
be
getting
able
the
to
bad
get it
drivers
into
off the
their
road?
pockets. That's all they care.
I think it would
Well,
help you
that's
to get those bad
I
drivers off the road. Someone says they think that most of the drivers that are here illegally are from India and Pakistan. Is that true? Most of the illegal drivers.
India, Pakistan, Somalia. If you go to the 50-minute video that I made last night, when
Yep.
I was talking to the legal Mexican man that got struck in the fuel bay,
Hmm.
he will tell you himself. He will tell you himself. They come from everywhere. They come from El Salvador. They come from this. They come from that. They come from Somalia. It's like, yeah, I know. And he knows. We all know whom that are honest. We all know what is out there. We all know that they are open about their exploitation of
U.S. man.
deliberately don't give a damn about our rules, our laws, our people. They don't care. They will tell you openly, I'm only here. I don't. They're 3-year visa slaves to the corporate.
Hmm.
And that's the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why, that you see this massive increase in, finally, we're starting to expose the HB1 visa illegals that are driving these CMVs with illegal decimile
Yeah.
CDLs.
Someone said that some of the companies are
It
foreign
should have never been a
companies.
CDL, by the way.
What
It should
about
have never
CDL?
been CDL, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're giving them out like candy.
A
I know.
decimile CDL was never in a decimile license was supposed to be used for identification in the, oh, they're not going to do anything,
Right. Just so like they're
in
not
the
going to
liberal
vote,
blue
right?
states, remember? Yeah. Well, we just using that for identification purposes only.
Right.
So why don't you just give them an identification card to identify that they are an illegal alien in our country? But no, what you
And
wanted
they'll
to
use
do
that to
was you
vote
wanted to
too.
get that, you get your foot in the door, and then you want to make sure that that person say, oh, well, he's only here just to be able to have identification. And then they what do? They went a little bit further. They went to the, oh, now we're going to give them a driver's license. Now, as long as they can show that they have insurance. How in the hell do you get insurance when you're not even a legal citizen in this country? How do you do it?
Oh, I don't know.
If people come from Canada, they use their insurance from over there, and then they have immunity over here, and it also covers them over here should they get in an accident.
Well,
But how do you do that with an illegal alien that didn't even take a test, doesn't have
right.
any type of documentation? But now
And
you're
don't
going
know
to
what
do
they're
that.
doing.
Then they went in and they went into the federal system. Then they went into the federal system and then they gave them the CDL. Decimile CDLs does not exist. It is a fictitious name.
Yeah, and some of them they're just copying, printing papers and this and that. Just it's
Yeah, that's another thing, Jerry. They're using other people's legal identification numbers and giving them to the illegals in a decimile number,
some of
in a decimile
the actual
CDL license.
licenses they're carrying aren't real ones.
Yeah, they when they run the license, they're like, wait a minute, if you're Somalian, then or I can see that you're Somalian, but the license says that you're from Wyoming and you're white. Um, that's what the number comes back as. Can you explain this? I don't know. I don't know.
It's sort of like running their DOT numbers. They're not real, right?
It's pathetic. They're using. I mean, it's identification theft,
Yeah.
and your own government is allowing it to happen because they're the ones that's actually implementing it into the system. And and it's like, for the life of me, nobody's held accountable. They've held people accountable down in Florida because of a private sting that was actually
Hmm.
happening because they were discovering, hey, wait a minute. The people in the DMV office were allowed to be able to do this by the Biden administration, to be able to be paid whatever from a range of, give me 10 grand, I'll give you a free, CDL, and or going all the way up to a
Yeah.
hundred
Yeah.
thousand dollars, charging these people, these foreign illegal aliens, up to $100,000. Where the hell are they getting the money for that? Where are they getting
I
the
know.
money for being
Well,
able to
some of these
pay
companies are
$100,000 for somebody
foreign off-sea
foreign owned?
owned companies. They aren't even based in America, right? Some of the owners of the companies aren't even here in America.
Foreign owned.
Foreign owned. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Somebody
foreign
asked about
owned.
ice raids. Have you
You got companies that don't even have anything to do.
have you seen any ice raids in any of these parking lots of the truck drivers or anything yet?
I'm still waiting. I want to see why the hell wouldn't you come to the truck stops, knock on the door? I'll wake up, and if I see you, oh hell, I'm going to offer you, a
Some coffee.
handshake, a hug,
Yeah.
a cup of coffee, a bottle of water. I don't care what it takes. I'll help you search for these guys.
You'll
But
see a whole bunch of liberals blocking them and trying to stop them and everything if they do that. But
they
I
need
think
to
they
be
need to.
arrested for obstruction of justice.
Yeah. But then the other ones run and get
You
away.
see, that's the opposite of what I did, right? It's
Yeah.
the opposite. I aided the law enforcement. I aided and I helped my fellow American
Yeah.
legal citizen, and yet I get trespassed on property.
Yeah. So now you can't go to a
It's
pilot
asinine.
anymore for 6 months?
I can't go to that one, or at least I'm not supposed to.
Oh, okay, not just that one. I thought it was all pilot ones because there's a lot of pilot places, stuff like
Oh
that.
no, oh no. I have an account with them I have several accounts with Pilot
Okay.
Flying J. I have a very good relationship on a business, and and a couple of them I have a really good friendship personally too.
Hmm.
They're a family owned company. They're out of
Yeah.
Knoxville, Tennessee. That's my
You
wife's
think Tennessee would be
heritage,
on your side
area.
on this?
Huh?
You think they'd be on your side?
Well, personally, they are, but to however that they've got all this, these
I'll post that
stipulations and
one.
all these protections. They've got these
Right.
protections and everything for for the for their business side of it, that it's suppressing a free sovereign fellow born American citizen. You know, I didn't do anything to be able to bring any kind of harm to nobody. But I had somebody who wanted to use their authority, just like COVID bullshit, when we were told to, you can't come in here unless you can show that you have been vaccinated. You can't come in here unless unless you have a mask on. You can't come in here with that cup. What's wrong with you? You're going to pass sickness and you're going to be responsible for death.
Right.
Who the hell are you to be able to
Stupid
determine what
China
I'm allowed
virus, right?
to do or not? You know,
So Marianne
that's
had
when it
a
just
comment.
pisses me off.
Marianne
It
had a
pisses me off when Marianne had a comment
Yeah, I copied and pasted it in there about watching legals with the
on the
videos and the
bottom.
cameras, getting the answers on the
I
CDL
watched
test.
a video where illegals are strapped up again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a uh, not a surprise moment for me, because I was wondering if that was actually going to be a thing. You know, these people are extremely smart and savvy. I mean, you have to think on their level. I mean, they're out thinking the same equivalency of deceptive people, and that would be your law enforcement. Uh, and they're outsmarting them, almost on a daily basis. And you gotta think way and beyond this. I mean, it seems like when you see this revealing thing like this, how long have they been doing it? Don't you think it's kind of suspicious that you've got all these foreign nationals that are coming in, they're taking the CDL, they're passing it right away. I mean, within minutes, they're
Yeah.
flying through the
Well, I
question.
seen something where they were
They're
just basically
and
giving it to them.
they're
They were
disrobing.
telling them they were passing it. You
Well,
pay some
they're
company.
disrobing. They're making it appear now. They're making it appear as if they actually are passing the
Yeah, I
test.
know.
Okay,
You just pay enough
they're
money and
not
you can
just
get it.
handing it to them. Well, the people that were working in the office on that facility at that DMV did not know what they were actually doing. That was pretty, not see, that's the whole purpose, that you fit the punishment to the crime. You fit the punishment to the individuals that were found that they were selling all the way up to $100,000 illegally to an
Oh,
illegal alien. Not no test, no verification, no kind of classification verification to obtain CDL. They were getting paid under the table, allowed to do it, giving them the picture, printing in their card, and giving them and letting them walk out the door, getting into a truck. And those are those type of people that need to be prosecuted. The individuals that were innocently duped, and they had a suspicion. They started growing a little suspicious, and that's the reason why that they actually had, the law enforcement actually get involved, is because they had a suspicion. I was like, wait a minute, why does these people come in here and they have some coat on or something of that nature, a
they were hiding
jacket
stuff.
or whatnot? It's 95 degrees outside. Why are you coming in here with a jacket on and then you're acting like you're disrobing, while you're trying to be able to pull it apart, and have the camera that's literally mounted right here in your shirt that's got.
Now they got ones that are mounted in their glasses.
Yeah, yeah, you're listening to to
Someone else
whatever that you're being told.
translating for you and all that
Yeah,
kind
they're
of stuff.
sitting out back.
Yeah,
They're sitting out back giving the answers, and
yeah,
they probably don't even know the answers
answer
themselves.
themselves.
They're probably reading it from somebody else online.
Yeah, or they can Google each question. It's the answer real slow. They act kind of weird. You know something's going on often on those things.
Right,
So I can't imagine a
right.
lot of them passing the driver's test with a tractor trailer. Don't they have to back them up and park them and do several things? And
There's several of them out here that if they do have to have a driver's exam.
hmm
I did everything under the sun for maneuverability, passed my test on the first time. But the
hmm
fact of it is that I wanted to, and I knew how to be able to do it, even back then. Never
hmm
been in a truck before. I just knew how to, up here in my mind. Perception's everything. And
hmm
the desire of wanting to do it is another. But, you know, I have come to be told, as of late, the majority of all these driving schools that are passing these foreign people that do not know how to be able to drive truck. The requirement, for example, is that we have what they call a S line back. It is it's a process of driving an S, and also we have the process of doing a parallel park, which parallel park is basically it's simple. It's really
hmm
simple. You just have to know you just have to know how to be able to get up against the curb. It's no big deal. And their straight line, their parallel park is a straight line back. That's the
Now,
only thing they have to do. They have to back up.
well,
They have to back up 60 feet. They got to back up 60 feet, set
keep
the
it
brakes.
straight.
They're done.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how they can handle all that. Like they are. And some of them they can't even drive on the regular road right. They don't know the right and left and the road signs and all that.
Yep. Yeah, they don't. And that's another issue, is that when you go into these, in Florida's bad at it. The further south that you go, Florida's awful at it because, and I care less what how everybody has so much admiration about individuals like Ron DeSantis, thing like that. If he really wanted to be able to clean up the mess on the highways, then he would take out all of these dual verbiage signs that have different foreign countries that are posted on the sign, along with something what's supposed to have been uh, should have been dominant by the English language, but no. I mean, you might have Cuban on there. You might have just whatever the type of foreign national. It might be three or four of them on one billboard or on
No,
one
if
sign.
I know if all these legals and they have to keep logbooks like when you drive and stuff like that. How are they doing these logbooks when they get stopped for inspection and stuff like that? How are they doing it if they're not doing it in English?
They can never. They'll never find. There's only one way, and I have made this, and I'm going to continue to really harp on this, and if I have to, then I'll end up having another video like last night.
Yeah.
CMVs, for the majority of all of them out here, have an electronic logbook. And those electronic logbooks log everything that's connected to this truck, no matter what it does 24/7. And these foreign companies and these illegal drivers, and these illegal companies that are appearing to be legal, they have their own division in ELD, electronic device, electronic logging
Oh, I
device.
thought you had to have an actual physical book
They
that
will
cops could look at.
no, we use for those who have electronic logbooks. We use that logbook in our computer that
Okay.
shows everything that we've done on that log. And these companies have their own department, and you never have out of hours. You will have a never ending amount of hours no matter where you're at. You can work 80, 90, 100, 120 hours a week
Wow.
on a 70-hour clock, because they will rewrite everything, your entire history of where you've been. So I
Oh,
told
so
him,
they
I said,
doctor
if
them.
you have a suspicion, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So what I told him, and what I've been really adamant about is I'll give you an example. I'm just going to grab me a handful up here. Okay.
My brother had
Now
a actual book that he would
is
write in.
this is a you see all these?
Yeah.
You see basically all these? This is
Well,
about 3 weeks worth of bills I got to put in my
mhm,
suitcase.
mhm. Yeah,
But
my brother had a suitcase too.
and these are these are dated and time stamped, right?
Hmm.
Dated and time stamped.
So where your
Go
load
through the
was,
bill.
where you landed, stopped, and everything.
Right. Check the bills. Demand for a copy of the bills of lading on where this truck has been. And then you're going to look at that logbook and they're going to say, now, how is it possible that you were in San Diego, California, but you were supposed to, you were in Beloit, Wisconsin at this very same day? I don't understand. Can you explain that to me, driver?
Hmm.
And it would be that, it's simple to be able to start, banging against these illegal companies,
Because they're
falsifying
obviously
the
lying.
rule of law. Do I, I've got a electronic logbook, and should I need to use it, then I can be able to, I can make it work the way it can fit my work. Okay. It's not illegal because I don't cheat,
Hmm.
but I can make it appear as if I ran out of hours. I can be able to go somewhere, or I'm not under a load, and I can be able to get wherever I need to. I want to.
Hmm. A lot of it has to do with planning and stuff like that. Timing your planning.
Yeah, I
Where
mean, I
you
can
have
do that.
delivery times and stuff too on the deliveries, right?
Exactly.
So.
Yes. So if I've got a 2 a.m. appointment and I'm 3 hours away from my house and I only have 5 hours left on my clock, and you think that I'm only going to sit there 3 hours away from my house, you're crazy.
Hmm.
I'm driving home, and I will PC back to the house.
Hmm.
And I have had numerous inspections, high level inspections, medium, low, it doesn't
Hmm.
matter. I've never had a violation, and I have done that logbook ever since I've been in, had the ability to be able to control it. And I've never had an issue. Nobody's ever. I've actually had a compliment from a guy that was my same name. He was at that time he was 18-year vet out in California, DOT officer inspector, and he inspected months on my book, and he
So why
says
aren't these
that's the,
inspectors
that's the
catching
best
these
logbook I've
illegals?
ever seen in my life.
Why
He said
aren't
that's the
these?
best logbook I've ever seen in my life.
I got to write neat for one thing.
And I was like, I was surprised. I was like, really? He says, yeah, you actually use sleeper berths, and he says, but like you'd be surprised. Just that is just a big irritant for me. And I told him, I said, it is. And I said, well, if I'm into sleeper, I'm into sleeper. If I'm not, then I'm not, right? Yeah. I was like, well, I think it's kind of common sense. And then I started really picking up on that, because that wasn't that was probably about halfway
Mhm,
my current amount of years that I've put in this type of work.
mhm,
And I just thought it to be common sense. But apparently a lot of drivers out there, a numerous amount of drivers out there, they don't have any respect for the rule of law. If you're asked to be able to do something on that guidebook, on that logbook, then you use whatever is there. Why fight it that way? It's not suppressing you.
Why
Just
aren't these
use it, and then
inspections catching a
when
lot of
they're asked,
the? Why aren't these inspections catching a lot of these illegals then? Don't
well,
they
if you look at the
stop and?
likes of Colorado and the rest of them, if you look at the likes of Colorado and the rest of them, Jerry, then you can probably answer that question yourself. They don't respect the federal system and Sean Duffy and Donald Trump.
Mhm,
They don't want to, they don't want to enforce the law.
yeah,
They will only do it when enough people are going to push against them.
is Colorado one of the worst states to go through for illegals driving there?
Oregon, Colorado, yeah, Oregon, Colorado is the worst. Yes.
They are. They're bad. They're all for the illegals driving then, huh? You got a lot of
I've talked to
Venezuelans there.
I've talked to some people up in Montana, that's in law enforcement, and they don't even like going into Colorado.
Yeah,
They don't even like going there, not even themselves.
it's a very left wing
It's
state.
like extremely left wing. I mean, the majority. I mean, I think that what I believe is that if you've seen the shortage of the U-Hauls that were gone, that were unavailable to be found in California,
People are
Colorado ought to
moving.
be the same damn way
Yeah,
because it's full of nothing but conservatives. I don't
yeah.
understand the reason
A
why
lot of rich
conservatives wants
liberals
to
have moved from
remain in,
California to Colorado.
remain living. But I don't understand the reason why the conservative, wants to live in suppression. I
Yeah.
mean, they act like that that they think that it's just going to go away. They can stick their head in the sand, but it's still not going to be
Well, some of them
any
say they want
different
to stay there
outside.
and
You're just
fight, but I don't know.
no bullshit. They ain't going to fight. They're not fighting. It's like that lady and the rest of them. It's online, and they're making all these videos and things. Yeah, I agree with you, but why in the hell are you doing what you're doing? You're not doing anything. If
Yeah,
you're going to change, then change it. Go
yeah,
after the system.
yeah,
Go and run against these individuals and
yeah,
prove your case.
yeah.
And if the majority of that state is actually true, and they actually will defy the system that has been corrupted by the individuals who you don't agree with, then change it. Get off
Yeah.
your ass and go do something about it.
They certainly are cheating in elections, and that's what we got to get changed.
Just don't talk
Voter
about it.
ID.
I know what you did. I know what you did. Yeah, we all know what you guys did. Get off your ass. Stop complaining about it. We already see these things happening. We like you. If you
You're right.
if you're throwing
I
out
know.
the innuendos that you're wanting to run for the office, then do it.
Yeah. Well. So John says that he used to drive and he used to have to keep multiple books at one time. Did you have to have more than one book
Yeah,
for?
man. For for people who grew accustomed to cheat the system, and that's what you do.
Well, multiple
And
books, the rear
no,
one
I
in the back.
no, I
Oh, you,
it's not it's not worth it's just not worth the desire of even wanting to do it. You can be able to be profitable, you can make money. There's no reason whatsoever for you to have to be a cheater. I mean,
Someone asked if
These
it's still
guys who think they're
possible
getting
to.
away with it.
Is it still possible to make money as a trucker?
Yes,
It's
it is.
harder.
But you have to fight for it and dig for it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm I got I got hammered, this weekend because my truck did break down. I could have fixed it, within 2 hours. And I didn't even know what it was so simple. I could have went to Home Depot for a part, but I didn't know. We none of us knew,
An oil line?
and because I had a 4 foot piece of copper tubing, 3/4 inch copper tubing that wore a hole through the airline. It was an airline supply line for the main
Oh,
air
okay. So your
supply system
brakes
for the.
locked up. Okay.
Well, I was losing air like rapidly, and I was like, I can't safely drive this truck, so I've got to stop. And fortunately, I was only 2 miles away from a Flying J that actually had a repair center there,
Hmm.
and I knew them, and I liked them, and they're very fair. And you know, by the time that I got the part and we got it done, it was already too late. I took off this morning and last night, and guess what? Yesterday, and I keep, I got to back it up a little bit more. Time kind of gets away from you after a while. And then by the time I drove the 3 hours to get to the facility, oh, we're closed for the weekend. Oh, great. Okay, whatever. It's just that's the way it happens. It's the way it always works in most regard.
Hmm.
Look, I'm okay. It's the fact is, you just got to accept what you got to accept. It's no big deal. They're closed for the weekend, whatever, you know. And I'll be there tomorrow morning, and I'll, continue with my day. I should have been back home. I've got to get these stupid EPA crap DEF filters cleaned, and I should have been
What's
there
that? Your
Monday,
air
but
filters or something? Or
no, it's that EPA government BS. I'm trying to be able to collect all of the bad stuff for the environment.
pollution? Yeah. Oh, so it's canisters like that
Yeah,
collect it, right thing.
right.
So you can't
Yeah,
swap
the
those out
canisters.
yourself, or what happened? How does that work?
No, and I can. Yes, you can do it, and that's not the expense. The expense is cleaning them, and we have a warranty for it on this vehicle, so let
Oh,
the
okay.
warranty cover it. The reason why I want to get it done at my local Volvo Mac dealership is because I know those guys. They're trustworthy in Seymour, Indiana, and they have a 24-hour turnaround system with a company that does not destroy your filter, your catalysts, and those canisters are like a catalytic converter. And
Yeah.
these moronic idiots have been baking them, superheating them, and then using high pressure air to be able to blow them out. Stupid. These guys have done a magnificent job, and what they do is they submerge them in a hypersonic surged, hypersonic, like cleaning your rings and getting all the crevices and everything of all the debris that you can't see,
So it uses
and they
sound.
will soak them. It's out of sound and hypersonic sound vibration in
Okay.
solvent, and then they use air to be able to blow off the solvent, and they
Oh,
are
okay.
cleaner. It doesn't make the catalyst in the interior walls of the catalyst brittle because of all the super high heat that they actually use to be able to try to fry all that soot off. I don't understand the reason why they ever use the superheat anyway. Didn't make any sense to me, but I was like, okay, whatever. So this company has a 24-hour turnaround, and when you get your catalyst back, they look new. They look brand new,
Oh, good.
and they got a full lifespan on them. All the way again. You can put 500,000 miles before you got to, clean. And they say,
Wow.
well, normally you got to clean every, some people say that you got to clean them every 120,000 miles. That's not true. Depends upon how you run the truck. If you're an
Oh,
OTR truck, you don't have to clean them out that way. I had almost 1,000,000 miles on an ISX 15 on a 16 Freightliner Cascadia that I put almost 1,000,000 miles, 868,000 miles on that truck, and never touched the DPF system. Never.
someone asked about
So you
electric
don't have
trucks.
to clean them.
Someone asked about electric trucks. Do
Electric,
you like them? Electric tractor trailers. Do they have them? Will they work? I can't imagine them in the cold that they would work. Then you'd have such a heavy battery system.
they have them. They use them for light duty work in like companies like PepsiCo and Frito Lay, and they are a joke.
Yeah, the batteries during
They
the winter,
seriously
it
are.
seems like that wouldn't work very long and be hard to start.
Well, winter. People talk about it in the winter. Actually, a battery will discharge, and it's more harsh on a battery in high heat,
Yeah.
and than
Some of
rather
them have
being in
caught on
cold
fire
weather.
too, haven't they? Some of
Yeah,
these
they don't
electric
even have to be
buses.
turned on. They can just ignite it at any given moment.
Yeah.
They can ignite at any given moment. There's been a lot of Teslas and what do you call it, Rivians and things like that over these. It's up in Rivian, Illinois. They made the whole damn city, a town name for the place for building those junks. And I think that company's about bankrupt now. Um, I wish all of them would just go out of business and just leave us the hell alone, because it's a
Well,
failed
California is
system. It's a
trying to make
failed
a
way of technology. It's always been a failed way of technology.
California is trying to make them all electric trucks out there, right? Here in New York,
Well, they tried, but they failed because they've already been, you
they've
know,
already abandoned
now
that.
they've been struck down with that.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, well, they've been forced to abandon it because the federal system and President Trump is already.
Let me go pee up a rope. Although your fuel out there in California is like crazy expensive because of the regulations and the taxes, right? An extra 65 cents a gallon. Oh, we lost you. Hopefully he'll pop back in any second. Yep, there he
There
is.
you are.
Did you hear my question or no? About the
No,
California and out in California, the fuel price has gone up 65 cents a gallon because of regulation and the taxes out there. Do you do any
sure,
driving out there?
no.
Oh, good, good.
I used to. I
Oh,
really did. I used to. I used to go out there 3 times a week,
oh, wow.
but I'm not going out there anymore.
Yeah,
Why should I?
yeah. It's too
And
expensive.
they, you if you're going east to west coast nowadays, when I used to get paid 330 a mile to be able to 320, 330 a mile to be able to drive from Bangor, Maine to San Diego, California for House of Colors paint. I
Mm,
had an account with them back and forth. That's
mm.
all I did, back and forth. 3.5 days. Took me 3.5 days to be able to run all the
The
way
whole
from
length.
Bangor, Maine to San Diego, California. And that was solo.
Oh,
That
okay.
was solo. I like, I did that Freightliner that I was telling you about earlier. That truck could be able to run. It was a triple digit truck. I could run that truck and I could make it out there. The faster I got out there and dropped that load, the faster I got paid. And if I could be
Yep,
able to get that extra run in for the week, I made an extra 5 grand. So there's your 5, 6 grand. And
that's good.
so yeah, I'm good with it. You
Hmm.
know, and so that was before COVID. Then after that, it went in the toilet. And now they're wanting to pay you $1.20 a mile to be able to go, east to
Well,
west
part
coast.
part of that is because
Screw
so many
you.
illegal drivers too, right? Isn't that driving down the cost?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
And
like,
these
they'll call me
companies
up.
that are
They'll
real
say,
fly by
yeah,
night.
these companies, these brokers are corrupt as hell. They'll call me and they say, hey, I got a load. It's paying $1.27 a mile to go from here to there out to California. I said, you can call one of your illegal buddies up because I'm not pulling it.
Yeah. Not the cost of fuel and everything, it's high enough as it is.
It costs you today an 87 cents a mile to be able to operate a truck
Mm.
today.
Wow. No. Wow. And
At
they're
this
talking
at
about
this
electric.
current rate,
Now that back
electric
to
truck.
the electric trucks, how the hell long would it take to charge one of those up to drive one of those electric tractor trailers?
Well, I don't know because I had no interest in it. I looked at it, I seen it. I was like, okay. If somebody said something about how long it took to be able to charge them, that's the only way I'm going to find out because, frankly, uh, we hear what they say, but when in reality, when they go ahead and follow through with doing their socialistic, communistic type of fascist um, implementation of their desire, of their feelings, of trying to be able to destroy, you know, any type of reasonable common sense. And then they realize, oh, well, it's okay. We'll just go back to the other way. Well, if you've destroyed it, how do you expect for it to be, brought back? I mean, if you're going to tell me that you're going to close down all of the petroleum, uh, facilities, your gas stations clear across the country, and they have to all have, you know, the pumps taken out and the and electric charging stations put in. I would like to know, how do you expect those people just to say of a snap of a finger on how you're going to be able to get those people to come back and think that, everything is just going to be hunky dory. You're trying to destroy the entire industry of private ownership of these petroleum companies and the franchises, and you're charging them to the point to where they can't do any kind of upgrades to any of their facilities, but yet you go to their stores and you say, I demand you have to pay millions of dollars on millions of dollars, every time I wish for you to dig up all of your your underground tanks for your holding system for your fuel. And now we're going to tell you that we have to tell you that you're going to have to dig them all up and we have to get them all out and the EPA rules, and this is what the people of California are going through. and
Oh,
and
they're
it's like
insane.
they won't.
We can't have them
Yeah,
get elected. Someone asked if you ever
yeah.
drive in New York City and you have to pay those tolls and what's going to happen with this new mayor that's getting elected there. So,
No, no, as far as it's like this. The people of New York, especially, I know that you're up in there, but New York City, anything pertaining to New York City and such as those
those
tolls, things like
bridges
that.
are big, heavy tolls on that, right?
Oh yeah, and I would say, I
It's
look at it
taxed.
like this: call your Amazon Prime account and have your toilet paper delivered by drone because I'm not going to be there. If you want to live in that type of life, then that's totally the stupidity that you choose. There's a great big ass country out here. Believe me, there's more than just trying to live like a bunch of ants trying to be able to crawl in and out of one handhole. And these people are so stacked on top of one another, it's pathetic. You got hundreds of millions of acres out in our system, out west, in the Midwest. I don't want to live up there. There is not a Starbucks that's nearby. Well, yeah, okay, fine. I don't give a damn. Then build another one. But don't stack yourself so deep in a pile of crap, of
I lost you.
people.
Oh, there
There's
you go.
people walking on top of one another, and then they've got this piss poor attitude. You know the one. You know the kind of attitude I'm talking about. It's like, relax. Why you got to be that way for? So and then, but yet I'm in, down here by Hilton Head Island, South Carolina,
Yeah,
and I'm supposed to be that moronic idiot in that video literally told me that I was a Karen. He couldn't even get it right. I was like, well, first of all, I'm not a Ken. I say, I am, having a public service here. I'm actually exposing what is happening here on live social media. This needs to be exposed. But I was
exactly.
accused of being a Karen, this moronic idiot that was came in the store, wanted to run his
Fly
mouth.
by. Yeah.
That was far enough away from me, and he personally wanted to be far enough away. I wonder what kind of record he's got that he doesn't want to have any exposure. Yeah, that's what my first thing of thought. That's what my assumption would be, and I don't like to assume, but those who don't wish to be on camera in a public facility, I bring suspicion of that. I don't have anything to fear. That's the reason why you see the name that I carry, my entire name. I'm not going to hide. If you want
Yeah.
to look at my page, you can be able to find my phone number. You can find
Yeah.
my address.
Well,
I
on
don't
your
I,
video,
I
you
don't
gave
need to
out your
hide.
phone number. On your video,
I
you gave
face
out.
anybody, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah. You
It
don't
doesn't
care
matter who it is. I don't
what their
care what it
opinion is.
is. I don't care who it is. You want to show up at my house, but just remember,
Have you ever
be
run into
prepared if you're
any
there
like
for
Black Lives
unruly
Matter
purposes.
or any of the protests where they block the street? Have you run into any of that?
You're breaking up really bad there,
I
Dre. I
said, have
don't
you
know
ever run
whether
into any of
your
those
feed
like
is kind of.
Black Lives Matter or Antifa protests or Palestinian protests? Have you run into any of those?
Mm,
They block the street.
that's. I can hear a little bit at a time. It sounds like you're far
Okay.
away from your mic or something. Maybe I don't know.
Well, let me check my settings here on the mic thing. I think they're okay. Yeah, that's all my settings are up. It's probably the
It's really
connection.
cutting out a lot.
Yeah, a lot of the connection. Okay. I was wondering about the protests when you're truck driving. Have you ever run into any of the protests? Have they blocked you?
I think that I think I heard that you wanted me to speak about the protest and the truck driving.
Yes. Do they ever block you?
On
I'm losing.
now, there's been several protests across the country, but are you talking about the one that are with the 316 trucks that were organized?
No, have any of the protests blocked you?
No, no. I am aware that there were a few that that could have been obstructing my way, but it was a long line. I mean, a long shutdown area, and I avoided that, and I went way out of my way just to be able to get around the crap because, well, frankly, I was too far away. And if I do have the opportunity someday, whenever the time comes, there's going to be air horns. And if I have a right open passage without any cars ahead of me,
Hmm.
you better move.
Yeah,
That's just bottom line. And they'll move. You've seen them move. They will move. And if they don't want to move, then apparently they don't want to be on the earth anymore. But it's like my great grandfather used to say, I've got, eh, I don't have a personal responsibility to prevent stupid people from doing stupid things.
yeah. There you go. I think DeSantis is right to let people drive over him if they're trying to block the roads. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
totally.
If you
Someone said
feel like your life is in, yeah, go ahead.
they said about the charging on those trucks. You get about 5 hours driving on a 6 hour charge on a tractor trailer.
I would probably say, I mean, a rapid charge, from what I could be able to understand, since I did a little bit of pecking over here,
Yeah,
a rapid charge can get you about 5 hours worth of driving, but it takes you about 6 hours to be able to charge it.
yeah. That's what
Um,
someone commented. I don't know if that's true or not.
and but that's a range. That's not a guarantee.
Yeah,
It's not actually counting on the actual stopping and starting, the
hills.
inclines, the declines. And what kind of weight are you hauling? Which they want to paint a really pretty picture about the Tesla truck, you
Yeah.
know, but they don't tell you that it's a three
Oh, they
thousand
were talking
pound
about
load
a
of
tractor
potato chips.
trailer. They were talking about a tractor
Yeah,
trailer, but Yeah, Tesla is a real heavy vehicle because of the batteries
An
mostly.
average Tesla, yeah, an average Tesla on a car is about 6,600 pounds. The damn
Wow.
car weighs more than my Challenger.
What
You know,
Challenger is
my
your truck?
Challenger is supposed to have been the so-called lead sled.
Huh?
Huh?
Is that a truck you're talking about? I don't know what a Challenger is. I don't know what a Challenger is.
No, I didn't know that. No, that is what I was talking about. You know, somebody mentioned something about the Teslas for a
Hmm.
car side. You know, and that's when, by comparison with a car on a Tesla compared to what's supposed to be so awful and heavy and gas guzzling and things like that for my Dodge Challenger, is the fact is my curb weight on my Dodge Challenger is 4,300 pounds, and the curb weight on a damn Tesla, you know, it on average is 6,600 pounds.
That's a lot.
And that's supposed to be, yeah, that's a hell of a lot. And they
Yeah.
say, well, that car can go faster than your car. I, I don't, and I, Josh,
I don't drive that
I
fast.
don't care. I don't care. I mean, I can, but I don't. But
Yeah.
I'm not in competition with a cell phone with four tires. I'm sorry. You know,
You see, do you see how expensive it is to replace the batteries in those things? It's like $28,000 for a battery.
for those who own the keys to the store, they can be able to charge you whatever they want.
Wow. So I can't imagine what the cost of the batteries for a tractor trailer would be. Wouldn't that be?
Well, the batteries are the same exact battery. The batteries, well, I will tell you what, here, I'll give you an example. See this battery here?
Yeah,
The little battery right there.
yeah.
Just a simple little battery. That is a single battery that they pile up together in however many kind of vehicle, how large the pack is,
Mhm.
and it is a containment pack. The actual case, when they
It's
will
got
drop
several
these
batteries
batteries
in it.
in there,
Hmm.
line them up. There might be 6 or 7 of them in a pack, in a stack. They'll stack 4 of them, 5 of them, maybe even 6 of them tall. And this battery right here has got some weight to it just by itself.
Hmm.
I use 2 of these batteries. These are lithium batteries, and I can be able to use this battery in what I use it for is in my vape. It's the same damn battery. You know how much this battery costs on average? Under $10.
Hmm.
But
Rechargeable.
when you go to Tesla to be able to actually take out this bad cell, this one,
Hmm.
they'll take this battery out and put it in a new battery next to the other used batteries, and then they will charge you out your butt for being able to say that it's a
Well, I'd seen
refurbished
where they use
battery.
like a crane or
Not a
something to take out
refurbished
the whole
battery, you
system.
moron. You only took this out. That's the only thing what you did.
I thought it would be like an actual huge battery, like
No.
for it. It's not individual
It
batteries.
appears to be big, Jerry, but it's really just those little green batteries, just
A bunch of them.
like that right there.
Yeah, and batteries only
It's
have
a
so much
it's a
life.
farce.
You can only recharge them so many times, and then you have to get new ones, no matter
Yep,
what, and this
yep.
and that. So,
You know,
so
you have it.
do you want to come back on when you get back home? If you're done, when we can hear you a little bit better, because you're cutting out a lot, actually.
But I wish there was a way to be able to actually go direct with with Wimpkin, and I'm using my tablet, and I think this
Yeah,
tablet's getting outdated.
yeah.
It's Samsung tablet's getting outdated. It's a Tab 7. It's the Tab 710 or Tab 711 or something like that, or
Does
I
it have
don't know. It's
Windows
like
on it,
it's like
or does it have Windows on it, or
Android.
Android? Okay.
No, yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's Android. It's got
Okay.
its own phone number and everything to it. It's a standalone tablet, but
Okay.
um, it's just I haven't had that great of an experience with Rumble. You know, with trying to be
Well,
able to do any
I'm
kind of
using
connectivity.
Rumble to send it to all the other places.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
because I can send it to 17 places at the same time.
okay,
I don't know if you can see
and
across the top there all the places we're going to. and a couple more that
I
aren't even
see.
under. Right across the top, all those little icons.
I don't see it on here.
Oh, okay.
I see auto. I see slide,
Oh, okay.
duo, and presentation.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
And
yeah.
and
Above that,
well,
above
obviously
that.
the first one says background.
Oh, way up above that. Maybe it's not showing up on
For
your screen.
total 4. It's
Oh, okay.
total of 4. That's what I
Oh,
see.
oh,
You know,
that's the one
and
that it records actually seeing on Rumble. That's what it's saying. Okay, that's what it's saying. Because it's going to
okay,
Facebook,
yeah.
YouTube, Twitch, Orbeez, Wimpkin, places like that.
I'm really surprised that we can be able to actually be on Facebook,
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, but
especially with
they shadow banned it. I mean, there won't be a lot of people watching it. There'll be some, you know.
right,
So I was banned
right.
for life, and
As,
I got my account back. Kind of a short story on that. I used to help
Mhm.
tracking catch extremist Islam people, that wanted to kill us and this and that. And
Yeah.
there was one we found that wanted to kill the people that work with me on that, did work with me on that.
Mhm.
That was talking about a message, and they were planning to use trucks like U-Hauls type trucks, and they were gonna.
Well,
This
if
was
you
in
think that they're
Jersey
not
City.
trying to be able to do it now,
No, they aren't.
hmm
Anyways, they were gonna get these trucks, and they were gonna have one driver drive around the Jewish area in Manhattan and drive over people, and they were going to draw all the other cops there. Then the other two trucks were going to go around after all the traffic jam and this and that. And they drew all the cops there, and they were going to drive over people. They wanted to kill Jews, but they were going to kill us too, all us infidels. And if they kill some
yeah,
Muslims, they
it's
were
not
okay
all
with it.
about. Yeah, it's not all about the Jews. They don't even care about their own people, let alone anything else. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a free for all for those type of
Well,
that type
this
of
was a suicide mission. They
mentality.
thought they would die doing this mission, but they think they go to heaven by killing us, or their
Sure, I
heaven.
mean they think they honestly believe that and no matter what they do, as long as it's in for the the what how
Oh,
that however that they're commanded, the anybody within the spectrum of Muslim and
yeah.
the world of Islam, the ideology of Islam, every there are no peaceful individuals. When they know it is when they will activate and they will come after and they will kill whomever is the infidel, regardless where you're from, what you look like. If you do not agree with their ideology and their so-called man-made religion, they will kill you. Plain and
Right,
simple.
exactly.
That's
That's their
why
goal,
the
and they want to
Sunnis
be
are
famous.
better. Yeah.
They want to be famous.
They,
They want to be famous.
they say that, well, the Sunnis are good people and they fight, and I work with them side by side. Yeah, wait for them to be able to
Once they
actually
get
be
control,
called,
yeah.
and
Once they get
when
control.
they're called up to task. When their religion commands them to be able to act, and they're going to.
So,
So I
anyways,
don't trust any of them. None
return
of
them into the FBI, and I already lost Facebook for a while, but I was messaging through my wife's account because she had Facebook, and I had lost mine. I was banned for life,
them. Yeah,
and
I done that too.
well, anyways, they picked up two of them. The third one wasn't renting a truck. They picked him up, but they had to let him go. So he came up into our area, and when we came out of Wegmans, I don't know if you ever heard of Wegmans, but anyways, this
Yeah,
car started
yeah,
circling the car parking lot trying to get at her, and she was going in between the cars, and I came out, and this and that. And so when he got home, and I had already told the FBI, they had been listening to his messages. He was talking to someone at Facebook that was giving them our location. Someone working at Facebook that was doing this.
yeah.
So after the cops came here and searched the car, this and that, they had tried to mess with it or the car, trying to hotwire it so it would break down and they could hit and run. So,
Sure.
anyways, I messaged them and I said, I'm going to go to the media if I don't get my account back. Within 20 minutes, I had my account back that I was banned for life from on Facebook.
Yeah, it's amazing, wasn't it?
Someone at Facebook
You
was
know,
working with these guys.
well,
You
it's
know?
probably one of those diverse DEI, people that was,
Yeah.
the same kind of
That hate us.
ideology.
Yeah, they hate us. So
Yeah.
I got
Same
my
kind of ideology, or the aiders and abettors to make believe that, that if they support these kind of people, these evil people, then they're going to either be spared, or they're not going to be harmed in any way because they helped them. Well,
they
I
thought
tell you,
Gloria.
and it's like a lot of these other individuals that are out here. Go ahead and go over there to see how fast you get thrown off a freaking building, you gay queer, and see how fast did that actually happen.
We'll see how far the trans go with
In
them, right?
Gaza. Go over to Gaza. See how that works out for you. See how that works out for you over in Gaza. See how that works out for you.
You
You
can
want to
tell them
protest? You want to burn my American
these
flag?
nutcakes to their face, and they won't believe you that that's true. They thought it was my wife that was doing it because
Well,
I
I
was using
challenged
her
him. I
account.
told him, I said, look, I'll buy you the ticket, but I'm only going to buy a one-way ticket because you're not coming back.
Yeah, I
Okay?
hear you.
You find your own way back if you happen to make it back. You're going to find your own way back, but
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not going to waste my money.
they'll throw them
Okay?
off a building or something, and torture them pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean that's a very short flight, isn't it? It's a very
Yeah,
short flight
with
over
a
there.
very quick
So
ending, a quick stop on that.
yeah, I think
Your
they
speed
say
when you
that
fall doubles up to 500 feet is terminal velocity. It doubles every foot you fall. So you're going twice as fast,
yeah.
twice as fast at 11 feet than you were at 10 feet. It's doubling in speed. That's how fast they accelerate when you fall.
What we got to figure out is you have to wonder, is there a way of being able to know the split moment after death to know if the Earth is flat or if it's round?
It's round. All the
Yeah,
planets are round ish, not perfectly round, and this and that. Okay, well,
these flat earthers,
it's been about 2 hours, and
flat
hopefully you
earthers
got
are great.
your
Yeah,
message, and hopefully we'll get you a little better connection next time you come on. Okay.
yeah. I think that when I made the 9 mile move to come to the next pilot just south of where I got trespassed. I don't think it's a very good location here in Savannah,
Signal.
Georgia.
Oh, okay. You're
Even
in
though that
Georgia
it
now.
does
Oh,
show,
someone did
even
ask
though it does
where
show
this
that.
thing happened the other day. Yesterday, was it there
No,
in Georgia?
no, it was just 9 miles north of here, uh, and it was in Hardyville Police Department.
Oh,
They
okay.
wanted to be the ones that they were the individuals in charge to obey their corporate orders.
Corporate orders. Okay.
That's
uh,
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it
I'll
is. I mean,
keep.
if you talk to a lot of these people in the constitutional, law and constitutional law and civil law, and that are lawyers, they will tell you that that's nothing but it's the truth. It's been happening for decades, and it's becoming worse by the year. Every year it goes by, it gets worse. And why does it get worse, Jerry? Before we go, why?
Yeah.
Is because the youth that come in and replace the individuals that were the elders in the law enforcement, they are unaware of the indoctrination. But the older that they become, they say, wait a minute, this guy really didn't do anything wrong. Why am I trespassing him? Because he didn't try to hit anybody. He didn't try to get in anybody's face.
You're trying
He
to do
was
the right
only
thing.
recording. Yeah, I was only recording.
Yeah.
And there was interaction with the illegal alien that was trying to insinuate in his broken English to say that I
That's
didn't do
wrong.
anything wrong. Dude, you hit that man's truck and you also hit another person's truck in the back.
You could
You
kill
almost
people.
ran over two people. He almost tried to run over one person. Well, didn't almost try to. He almost hit one person in his truck. And when out of haste, he walks and come to find out that he ran into another driver was carrying his laundry basket, for God's sakes.
Oh,
Knocked him over out of being in such a hurry. For what purpose? You're not going
well.
anywhere,
Hopefully
dude.
they'll never be allowed to drive again if they can get away with it. That kind of stuff. Hopefully they'll
I
never
you
be able
know
to drive again.
I don't have that much trust. I don't have that much trust in it
Yeah.
because when I called it out and I said, well, maybe perhaps we should have a DOT officer here. Why shouldn't we have a DOT officer here?
Yeah.
This is involving a DOT moment.
Right.
And where the hell is ICE? Well, they go through that process. Do they? Do they?
Yeah.
Will they?
Yeah. They find their way
Are you
around
really
it.
telling me the truth?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me the truth, really? Or are you just telling me something I just want to hear? Do you really go through the process on vetting that individual by calling ICE and having them to be able to actually vet this individual for the name that he claims that he is? Do you send pictures for verification for ID? Do you know that there is a national based system for anybody who is actually at any point in time detained, that they take a picture
They
of
should
that
have given him a
individual and then it's
DUI
on a
too.
national
Driving
database?
while under influence. Should have
Well,
gotten that too.
any means necessary to prevent these people from getting into any vehicle, let alone remain in the country. They should
Yeah.
be deported immediately.
Yeah. Should be deported anyways. Someone
So,
likes your
that's,
tattoo.
but it's true.
Someone likes your
Huh?
tattoo. Someone likes your tattoo.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Listen,
Who?
that was over on BitChute. Sorry, Sandy, over on BitChute. So, all right, I'm going to let you
Thank you,
go.
Sandy. I appreciate that.
All right, God bless everyone.
By the way, Sandy, and by the way, Sandy, I hope that you would be able to try out Webkin social media. Come over and join the real freedom of speech network. Come over here and listen to Jerry, and come over and listen to Violent Vixen 29, and come over and listen to Charlie on Country Viewpoint.
Yeah,
And the Country
and
Conservative.
yourself,
These
and your
and I guess, yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, I know that there's, Charlie really has been really pushing, getting my name out there. I appreciate that. I guess that, I must be doing something right for somebody to want to push me.
yeah. None of
I'm,
us are doing it
but
for
I
money
really don't
either.
look at but I don't look at, I don't look at it as, if somebody wants to hear me and somebody wants to hear the truth, I don't do this for money or fame or
Yep,
fortune. I just want
I
to be
understand.
able to give it straight. And that's just what I do. And if it offends people, then, sometimes truth hurts. And why does it hurt you? And the only thing I'm trying to do is just convey the reality of truth is to stop sticking your head in the sand, acting like an ostrich, thinking everything is going to go away. When in reality, I have to live in reality. I have to live in the real truth, because the fact is I can't create truth. I only have to be able to actually just tell the truth. That's what I do. That's how,
Yep,
it's what I've been
that's what we
raised
all
in,
got to
and
do.
that's what I cannot. I can't be a true free citizen unless I have the freedom of speech to be able to say whatever I want on a platform. And Wimpkin social media and Jason Shepard gives me that ability.
Yeah, agreed. That actually a couple of them you're on. Orbeez is true, free speech and all this and that. Guy ended up buying his own platform, buying his own software, everything. So that's a Spanish, Latino one that they speak English there, but
I've got a
they
lot of
hate
people, as you can
socialism.
see in the video.
They hate
As you can see in
socialism.
the video.
Yep. All right.
Well, I do too. I mean, especially with individuals. I mean, a massive,
Well, they've
people,
lived it.
that I know.
It
Yeah,
it, it sounds good until
and
you're
I've got.
under it. Mhm.
Well, it's
So,
like what the Iron Lady said, in Britain, uh, socialism's like this. I mean, it's everything's great until you run out of somebody else's money.
yep,
Margaret Thatcher.
exactly. And you don't get free speech under socialism. That's for sure. No free speech there. You have to laugh
Yeah,
about that one. All right, everyone. God bless. Take
yeah.
care. Bye bye. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.